If I wanted to lose weight in 2026, go back in time before my 110-pound weight loss, and start over, and I wanted to make it as easy as possible, I would eat this one thing every single day. And the craziest part is, it's not a superfood. It's not $12 a bag. It's not one brand story. It's not a fat-burning supplement or a detox tea, and it costs around $1. If you've been struggling with weight loss because you're constantly hungry, constantly snacking, constantly feeling like you need willpower, and you've tried all of the named fad diets, I've been there, I know. This might be the most boring looking solution that actually works. Let me show you. I know the stereotypes, they're wrong. Most people don't fail weight loss because they're lazy. I hate that idea. They fail because what they're told and their healthy meals just aren't satisfying. People eat sad chicken salads, they eat tiny yogurt cups, they mix protein shakes as a meal, and then 45 minutes later, they are wondering why they want to eat their entire pantry. It feels horrible. So in 2026, if I wanted weight loss to be simpler, I would choose foods that had 3 things. They keep you full, they don't destroy your budget, they're easy enough that you can repeat them daily, and the food that I would build that entirely around is beans. I know this is not sexy, it's not trendy, it's not clickable. These are canned beans. You can buy them anywhere. They're dirt cheap, they're easy, and a lot of people just really don't like them, but that's because they're making them wrong. But they are quietly one of the most effective weight loss foods on earth because beans have a combination of things that makes dieting feel so much easier. A lot of fiber, solid protein, huge volume for the calories, cheap, and they take 60 seconds to prepare if you buy the canned version. And if you think weight loss is about eating tiny portions forever, beans are kind of a cheat meal. They allow you to have much bigger meals for far fewer calories. So here's why this matters. Beans have a ton of fiber. Fiber is one of the best tools that we have for satiety. It keeps you fuller longer. After beans, there's no more I ate and I feel hungry 5 minutes later. Beans make you full enough that you stop negotiating with yourself at 9 p.m. Again, I know that feeling. I've been there. It's the feeling of I already ate dinner and I could probably eat another one. That's not good. That's what makes it hard. That's what makes people fail. Beans slow digestion down. They kind of stabilize the whole appetite roller coaster. And they also add protein. Not bodybuilder levels of protein, but enough protein to keep your meals balanced. And the real magic is that beans help you eat more food for fewer calories, compared to a lot of other stuff that people accidentally overeat. Nobody gains weight because they ate too many cucumbers. It's usually the oils, the snacks, the little extra things that just add up. Those are the calories that people don't realize they're adding in. Beans reduce that because you're actually satisfied. Now to clarify, I am not saying open a can of beans and just start eating. That's boring. That'll get old real quick. There are ways to build these into your diet daily to add enjoyment. I'm going to be talking about that in just a few moments, but first, let me tell you about today's sponsor. You've probably seen this product everywhere, and now is the best time to try it. Save 40% off your entire Ritual order during their New Year's sale. So I have told you about my nightly tart cherry regimen. And along with taking magnesium for bed, I'm getting muscle recovery, relaxation, better sleep. I love what it does for my sleep. But now I get both so much easier with Magnesium Plus from Ritual. Magnesium Plus is a science-backed blend of magnesium bisglycinate and tart cherry powder, formulated to help support mind relaxation, sleep, and muscle recovery. Designed for men and women at every stage, including pregnancy. I mean, this has really simplified my nighttime routine, which I absolutely love because they've already done that with Essentials for Men and the Synbiotic, so I might as well just pair them all together. And I personally love that Ritual uses clinically studied magnesium bisglycinate. That's a more bioavailable form of magnesium that's easier in the stomach and helps minimize GI side effects. And the tart cherry powder contains 99% less sugar and fewer calories than the equivalent serving of tart cherry juice. And it's third-party tested for heavy metals and microbes. So gang, Magnesium Plus is now $30 instead of $50 during Ritual's New Year's sale. Go to ritual.com/SauceStache40 and use code SauceStache40 to get 40% off your entire order. Ritual, thanks for sponsoring today's video and for making such an incredible supplement for my nighttime routine. I love this stuff. Okay, we're back. Now I want to say something very clearly. Beans are not magic. They do not burn fat. They do not melt belly fat. They are not detoxifying for your hormones. When I was trying to lose weight, I heard so many promises by in-shape influencers. And I was dying to try them all. I needed to figure out what it was. What was the magic? What was the thing that was going to actually make a difference? And I know now when people ask me how I lost weight, when I tell them, their faces immediately go straight because it's boring. This is truly boring. The magic stuff that these influencers talk about, the fad diets, the if you need to eat this one thing to do it, what those frauds are saying, it just doesn't work. It doesn't work long term. Beans are simply a food that make a calorie deficit easier because you're gonna feel fuller longer, and you can add them to a ton of dishes. And I think that's what people want in 2026. No more diet rules. This is just something that works in real life. So if you take anything from this video, take this. Beans become a weight loss powerhouse when you pair them with protein, high volume veggies, and flavor bombs, like seasonings. Because beans alone can be fine. If you need something really quick, you can just pour out a bowl of beans and eat them. I've done it. It's not that bad. But when beans are done right, it doesn't feel like a diet meal. So let me show you how to do this in ways you'll actually eat daily. This is my default. I'm trying to lose weight and I want to stay full bowl. Start with 1 can, black beans, pinto beans, white beans, lima beans, chickpeas, whichever you like. Drain them and rinse them. This is important for 2 reasons. It washes off the liquid, aquafaba. You can save that to use for other recipes if you want, but aquafaba does mess with some people's GIs. It does cause a little bit of GI distress in some people. And 2, it can lower sodium. Now you can divide the can into 2 different meals, which a lot of times I do. When I'm first starting, I would say start with a half a can a day and then kind of move up because of the fiber. But you can actually divide 1 can into lunch and then dinner. If you want a high volume meal, use an entire can. It's not a horrible amount of calories. Step 2, add a high volume crunch. Shredded lettuce, cucumber, onion, peppers, anything that makes it big, lots of volume. Those are all gonna be very low calorie and add a lot to the plate. Step 3, add a protein. This is optional, but it's clutch. Tofu, tempeh, whatever fits your vibe, that's gonna really help this hit hard for weight loss. And then this is the part that makes it sustainable. Add your flavor. Salsa, hot sauce, lime juice, vinegar, taco seasonings, garlic, mustard, pickled jalapenos, low-calorie sauces. Stay away from mayos and low-volume fats, oils, things like that. Those are calorie bombs that can take a healthy, low-calorie meal and just put it over the top into a very calorically dense portion. But now you have a bowl that feels like a cheat meal. It's just beans, veggies, and flavor. That's the entire strategy. Big, filling, repeatable, but also not boring because you can change the flavor constantly. So is a can of beans every day safe? Now I can already see the comments coming in with all of the things talking about different toxicity things, and yes, eating a can of beans every single day is perfectly safe. And honestly, it's probably one of the better habits that you could have. But there are a few things that you should know so you don't accidentally make your stomach hate you. One of the biggest risks is a fiber ramp up. If you're not used to eating a lot of fiber, this is going to be a big jump for you. A full can of beans could have 15 to 25 grams of fiber. This one's 15. If you don't have a lot of fiber and go straight to something like this every single day, your body is going to respond. Not medically, but you're going to feel it, maybe melodically. So the fix for that is to start with just adding a little bit into your diet and then slowly ramping it up into more and more and more. Your gut adapts to fiber levels. The other thing a lot of people will bring up is the sodium. Beans can be very sodium heavy, sometimes 300 to 600 milligrams a serving, which over an entire can could put you way over the top of your daily allowance. The fix for that is to simply rinse them, which has been proven to lower the sodium, or just buy low sodium or sodium free. If you're athletic and you sweat a lot like me, you might actually need the extra sodium. So it's just dependent on you. But you definitely don't want to accidentally eat a whole can and end up eating 4,000 milligrams of sodium a day. That would be bad. And then there are people that have sensitivities. This video is not for you. People that have IBS sensitivities or people that know that beans really bother them, your gut might not like certain foods. It could just be low fiber issues to where you just have to slightly ramp your fiber up slower, but you could also just know that beans don't work for you. And that's okay. That's not everyone. Again, it doesn't relate for you. If somebody had a diet video where they talked about how eating bananas is healthy, that's great. That works for most people. I have a sensitivity to bananas. That video is not for me. I don't need to comment and say, bananas make my stomach hurt. See, you don't need to do that. You can try different beans, smaller servings, rinse them really well, or use lentils or chickpeas as a starting point. Those legumes usually have lower gastric issues. And last, calories still matter, the sneaky way people mess this up. Beans are a weight loss food, but you can absolutely turn this into a calorie bomb. Depending on the type, a can of beans can be 200 to 400 calories. This can, rinsed and drained, would be around 300 calories. You top this can over some rice, add avocado, maybe a little olive oil, some crispy garlic, cheese, sour cream, and then you throw a protein on top. Sounds pretty good. Sounds like a Chipotle bowl. That's gonna be around 1,300 calories. That could be half of your day's allowance in one meal. And that's when people wonder why their weight loss isn't working. Beans work best when they're the base of a big meal, not drenched in calories. Actually, and then one other thing I did want to bring up is phytates and nutrition concerns. People will bring up phytates and mineral absorption. The real world answer is if you're eating a varied diet and you're not living exclusively on beans. This is not something that most people need to stress out about, especially on canned beans. They've been cooked and processed, which dramatically reduces that effect. If anything, for most people, eating beans daily tends to improve their health markers. I'm actually in the middle of that test that will come out in a couple months. And for weight loss specifically, it makes the consistency so much easier. And again, before people comment, there are people that do need to be careful about eating daily beans. If you've been told to reduce potassium or just watch your potassium levels, people with kidney disease, if you have severe GI issues or IBD flares, or if you know that beans constantly wreck your stomach no matter what you do, again, this video is not for you. No need to comment. In those cases, talk to your doctor, scale it down, or just don't do this at all. There's other fibrous meals that you can have. So here are 6 ways I'd eat beans daily without getting bored. Taco bowl, black beans, lettuce, salsa, lime, onion, hot sauce. Chickpea tuna bowl, chickpeas, mustards, pickles, onions, peppers. A Mediterranean bowl, white beans, cucumbers, tomato, lettuce, vinegar. Warm skillet beans. Beans, seasoning, spinach, marinara sauce. Soup with beans. Beans, broth, frozen veg, seasoning. And breakfast beans, black beans, tofu scramble, and salsa. They're one of the easiest base ingredients to build your meals around. So if I wanted to lose weight in 2026, I would not pick the most complicated strategy. You need the most repeatable and the easiest and the thing that you will enjoy. And canned beans are one of the easiest foods to do that. Just make sure if you don't eat a lot of fiber that you ramp up slow. And let me know, I'm actually thinking about building a 7-day meal plan using only canned foods. I know that sounds boring, maybe even slightly dangerous, but I want to hear what you think.